This is madness. I am a madman. Going back again and again, even if I can predict with all certainty what awaits me. And still, I delude myself just to try again. Just that one last time. No matter if I already invested another month of my gaming life in the World of Warcraft, I might as well tell you how it was. So I played both 11.2 and 12.0 versions as the update came upon me. Main story was decent enough, but it's not the words that captured my attention, but the way of telling the story in the main quests. It is improved once again, and I really like the mix of simple quests, narrated dialogues and cinematics. But that brings us to the main problem with the storytelling in WoW. There is as always too much of everything. Instead of dozens and dozens of side quests that most of players want to do, they should do more high quality storylines. Bloody hell, the new Arati Highlands questline was much better with all voice acting and new decorations. I would much prefer less side content but of that quality, minus the not so well concealed patronizing by the writers, of course. Do not tell us what to think, but rather present the stories in a sincere way and let the players decide what to think of them. And yes, I know the sentiment of YouTube community and I agree. We could use comeback of the ultra-masculine Warcraft team, but seeing all the promotional materials for the Midnight expansion, I cannot see it coming anytime soon. So what we are left with is gameplay, and there are big changes here as well. For one, single button rotation assist or whatever it's called, it still does way less damage than my custom UI plus keybind setup, but it is viable to play nonetheless. I would use it if I could exclude some abilities and edit the logic inside of it, because some priorities don't make sense on many character builds. Scratch that, I tried to play with one button for several hours and I much prefer my imperfect builds and custom UI with keybinds. And on some specs I use combination of assist and custom keybinds if the spec has too much disparity between single target and multi-target abilities. It still does more damage in all situations than one button assist, but it is way more fun and engaging. I now see it as a truly an accessibility feature, and I think the whole war between enthusiasts and enemies of that system is the result of many people simply not testing it properly or at all. I am a true tester from nature, I will test anything that gets into my hands, so I can truly say it's not a big deal. But there is one huge caveat in all of that. Newly added add-on restriction. Mother crackers nerfed my playstyle where I use logic to make myself custom user interface in combat, so my not so nimble hands know what to press and when, based purely on my understanding of the game. Damn fools use the quote-unquote secret data in their own cooldown manager, but they deny access to it for people like me, for whom the main satisfaction from this damn game was to implement their own logic programming into the interface, so the game actually plays good for them. What a misuse of a good idea, which was denying internal data for enemies and encounters, but who thought the character data like buffs, debuffs and spellcasts were any problem? WTF, they implemented rotation assists and single button gameplay, and that's fine and helpful for less capable players or for those who do not care about learning about intricacies for the class specialization and how everything interacts with each other. Throw me sideways, but they came for a box first. I can see a very dark pattern here. There are some new toys that Blizzard wants you to use instead of add-ons. First, cooldown manager, not very good. Any cooldown add-on will be better, so I still use Tell Me When with my custom programming, which Blizzard nerfed heavily. Now I cannot track buffs and debuffs in combat, so no more Assassination Rogue for me, as I hate watching nameplates for debuffs, which by the way now after 12.0 changes can't track all the debuffs that you would need, so the whole shebang is not worth it for me. What else? Ah yes, Blizzard DPS meter with no good customization and broken data for the add-on DPS meters. That's a lose-lose situation here for now. At least the new nameplates are improved compared to the old ones, so that's one win I will grant the developers. There is plenty of new options and customizations in the menus. I for once welcome new right chat bubbles. I love all the nonsensical chat in LFR, and now I can read it like a comic book. Pure gold, let me tell you. If we are already in raids, the new raid warning system is decent, I don't mind, as I never use deadly boss mods or anything like that. Okay, I think that's about it. So what about the real content here? Those are still fine, but that's not enough. Give us the new version of Torghast with gear and progression system. It was way more fun. Oh man, how far we felt. New and improved version of Torghast which I enjoyed the most from the WoW content despite the community outcried against it. I really liked the crazy builds we could make and I played with my friends so we had tons of fun. I don't think I will ever get the new Torghast roguelike, but hey, one can hope, right? Blizzard again misread the community feedback as they loved Torghast in alpha or beta of Shadowlands expansion. Players simply didn't like the chore it was to do for the weekly rewards, but they loved previous Infinite version that was fun as hell. I don't know if they're stupid or something, but they buried actual goldmine. But not only Blizzard is at fault in all of this. Snobbic community that will not take you for basic content unless you are overgeared and overachieved is another hurdle in the way of game being very good. I always found that aspect of community in World of Warcraft very off-putting. I guess we need solo queue for all the content except mythic raiding. We got it for the high-end PvP, but there lies another problem with that cursed PvP item level. Just level everyone's eye level in ranked PvP already. It worked in Legion and we do not even need fixed stats. Let the secondary stats read from items equipped or I don't know, let's choose them ourselves in the PvP character window or something. As a casual player I have had enough of that gatekeeping as I am a good player, but no one will risk checking that out, so I am designed for content below my skill level. And no, slowly grinding delves do not satisfy me. You know what, I've been to low-key Mythic Plus dungeon and it was a chore. Every mob pack was long and tedious and felt like fighting very uninteresting boss with just one or two annoying mechanics. Mythic Plus needs a whole revamp altogether as it is now not worth doing for players who wanna have fun. If Midnight expansion will not fix those problems, I don't know if I'll have the will to play all the major content patches. We will see as always, because most likely I will go mad again and think to myself, let's play a month of Warcraft and see what changed. Maybe it's for the better this time. Oh, you sweet summer child. Before I go, I wanna mention the technical side of Warcraft as of the end of January 2026. Visually, new Escares zone looks very good, especially the background. I cannot say the same about Twilight Highlands, which is a 12.0 questing zone. It is old zone with old shaders, shadows and lighting in the dire need of update. They done great job with it for classic release 6 years ago, and it's beyond me why they cannot do it for retail. On the other hand, nowadays AMD fluid frame generation in Adrenaline software works great. Maybe I am getting older and more blind or ignorant by day, but I could not see any graphical artifacts when I wasn't specifically looking for them, and I much prefer to have 120 FPS in most sweaty raids and encounters, considering LFR sweaty, jeez Louise, than 60, thank you very much. The only problem is that oftentimes it doesn't start with the game and I need to open AMD Adrenaline software to kickstart it. Didn't need to change anything inside it, mind you, but still annoying thing because I only remembered to do it when I experienced very low frames, meaning below 100 FPS. And speaking of annoying, Bloody Blizzard Launcher now instead of showing me play button on World of Warcraft page like it should, is showing me shop page to buy newest Diablo expansion. Throw me sideways, I had enough of this. I played Diablo 4, I see no hope for it, so fuck off Blizzard. Ha, motherfuckers. What else? Yes, Midnight pre-patch was the most buggy state that I remember the game ever being. but I am not sure if my memory served me well in this case. Anyhow, it was really unpleasant to play indeed, with most annoying bug being that oftentimes I could not use skills right after finishing Channel at 1. Blizzard messed something up real good this time, because it was not the case in patch 11.1. It was truly unpleasant to play Windwalker Monk or Vengeance Demon Hunter, when so often you had like 1 or 2 second blockade in your rotation. How could they let this happen is beyond me, but hey. Concluding all this blabbering on my part, I wanna say a few things. By random chance I saw the Azeroth something something live stream by Blizzard, and man, the comments were brutal. Elves were flying through the chat like, well, snow during Blizzard. The community watching it was anti everything they saw and heard there. That was unbelievable. I never seen anything like this. From what I can gather, they expected Chris Metzen to come with heavy metal theme and brutal cinematic, and what they've got was Disney music, housing advertisement most of the time, and total ignorance from powers at Blizzard when it comes to game tone quality. Didn't even help that the new content structure looks promising with plenty of 1 or 2 boss raids in smaller patches. I guess players wanted another expansion advertised in tone of Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, Warlords of Draenor or Legion. I for once don't think we ever gonna get old Warcraft back. It has been kidnapped and killed, and many people still have delusions that it will be released other than in classic server form. I am of the opinion that people producing new content for WoW nowadays are unwilling to do what their toxic male predecessors were doing, and only the mass exodus of flaccid dick audience could change that by the simple math of dollar bills, but I do not think that will ever happen. World of Warcraft has been hijacked many years ago. I for one lost almost all hope. I will try it again in the moment of madness now and then, but I rest my sword and axe. My crusade is over. I will rest and try to fight a good battle somewhere else. But fear not, you'll hear from me in another boomer video sooner or later. Begone, wretches!